I always start the videos by saying thank you, God. It's important for me to say that. Um, I thank God I didn't have to, or didn't. Sorry, it's not like they're being forced. I didn't even get the opportunity or the option to live life like this trash. It's important for me to say that in all my videos because the participation in this program is very easily accessible. And from the most unimpressive to the most, I guess, impressive individual, they partake in this. And so I just always got to take a moment to say, what if I was one of them? Because it seems like it's easy to partake in this. If I've been in a realm where this is the norm and ended up being the trash that they are. Now, with that being said, it's hard to also see that aspect of things because I'm the one being tormented. I'm the one living the life that is tormentous, disturbing, that the things I deal with, and I don't expect things to get any better. I do expect them to be worse, especially because I put that in their faces. So for me to say that is just to understand the bigger picture of things. We all live and die. Death comes to all of us. And I'm just thankful that I didn't live life like this trash. I know right now it sounds mystic for what I'm saying, but it's just the reality of things. We all live a life. The life ends. So you gotta be acceptive that shit, I could live life like this low life. So this trash, I try to overcompensate for the low life that they live, and understanding that I'm not somebody who's internalizing this manipulation. And they are beating me, not physically at this point, but psychologically with a bunch of fucking retards to try to soften my sense of rationality. And they're doing that by utilizing this childlike participant. And this childlike participant know that childishness is needed, or at least it's being utilized. I don't know if it's needed, but being utilized. They're gonna ram me with this retardation, then try to make me subscribe to these manipulations. It's clear. I'm not a genius. You don't need to be a smart person to see where they're doing. That's why they're utilizing these fucking clowns. Clearly nobody. They wanted me to be subscriptive of this fantasized reality that I don't know what they're doing. It's the manipulation. Like, it's just impossible to not see that. They thought that if we just overwhelm him everywhere he goes with these clowns that try to get, even family members, matter of fact, I'll get to that point, being involved in this, he will subscribe to this. Listen, I don't find myself super strong to be able to see things for what they are. The truth is, it's just so obvious. And it's obvious why such childlike participants are being utilized here. They want me to be a freaking retard. And also, they're using that because they thought that it's gonna make me be more, I don't know, passive. Like I will let that happen. I know what these clowns are supposed to be doing. I'll face them accordingly. The fictional things, the noise campaign, this little nothingness, never gonna happen. Matter of fact, to the perp doing that, do one more. Hopefully you can capture this. I'll face them accordingly. I can look forward to face them. There will be no fictional things they put together. Tag individual, stay strong. Understand the reality. This is why I'm saying I'm thankful for. I could have lived life like these clowns. I could have thought I'm a mystic being doing these things when I'm a nothing and nobody. Involved in a program that even torture babies and women, and I'm aware of that, and I spoke with others who suffer in this program. And I could have lived life doing this noise campaign thinking it's going to change reality. Thank you, God. You know, this clown did this noise campaign. Before doing that, I could hear somebody say, it's fake, and then bang. I was like, okay, trash. Okay. I'll welcome these clowns to do that in front of me and see how it goes. To all the target individuals, stay strong and understand that you are lucky. You could have been a fucking slow life like these clowns. This is the things that's supposed to make me subscribe to this. Do you know that disconnected you have to be? That you're not even conscious that you sound so idiotic and clearly sounds like you're just trying to gaslight somebody into internalizing things that falsified. To not even have the ability to read the room. It's like, okay, let me not make the noise campaign while he's making videos and saying he's going to be validated by what we're doing here. They don't even have that sense of like reading the room of like, okay, this is not the time for me to make this. I'm thankful because that could have been me. This is what I'm thankful for. That I could have been a retard like that. So that disconnected that I'm gonna make his point by doing that right now. I've never subscribed to this manipulation. I will never internalize this, and I understand that this noise campaign was meant to try to break me down psychologically. Noise campaign 101. But the most unoppressive clowns. Sorry, the winners. That was supposed to make me think it's their money. For me, like I said, if this clown wanted to face me, confront me, the confrontation will be proper. I will not see them as people responsible for what's happening, but the participant that's supposed to do this nasty, this clownery things. They utilize a lot of childlike individual, like I said, because they want to ram me with this retardation. That's their job. They take it seriously. You heard that. They take it seriously, even though they're kind of retarded about it. They take it very seriously. That's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to get me to be retarded enough to subscribe to this. What's happening here is the opposite. First of all, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I didn't live the life of these clowns. Second of all, what he does is just build the rage that I need when I face them to confront them accordingly. It's going to be the way they need to be confronted, the way I'm going to confront them. I understand the job. I understand what they're supposed to be doing, and I face them as that. I'm a target individual. I know this is happening to men, women, and children. And that many of us are dying in this, inclusive of children and women. I understand the governmental entities are behind this, are utilizing us as guinea pigs, as test subject. This evilness has a purpose to develop technology that is so sophisticated that they can control human beings. They utilize this clownery around you that come in all form and shapes. And I say that they change my brain, meaning there's men, there's women, there's children participate in this. And this clowniness around you is meant to disorient you enough. They're nothings, like I said. But their job, what they're doing, is taken very serious. Is to disorient me to the point of not subscribing. Into subscribing to what they want to paint themselves as, and how they manipulate my brain. It doesn't take much. The noise campaign that you just heard around me, the people doing that, they're wearing pajamas doing it. Okay. To target individual who thinks that these people are responsible for what's happening to you, please. They're not. They clearly do nothings. But they should be accountable for what they're participating in and face them as just a participant. However that means, whatever it means for you, that's what it means for you. But should not see them as the responsible. They're nothings. Don't even give them that level of grandeur. They wish. There's some little retards. But with that being said, I've vouched that I will confront them accordingly and make sure that I know you guys were the little nothings that is involved in the program of torture women and children. And you wanted me to subscribe to these things? This little clowns couldn't even say a man that was doing things. I love the fact that I have that to hold on to. For me, when you hear the name Roy Moore, it's just the magical thing that is part of what's happening to me. Because who put me in this program donating money to a man called Roy Moore, who has nothing to do with me? They're just donating money to a man who allegedly was doing things to kids. And when he started running for governor in Alabama, those women, now women, that when they were children, were saying that when we were 14 years old, they were doing this man at 32 years old was doing that to me. And the people who put me in this program, where now there's this little retards around you, around me specifically, do what they're supposed to be doing to target individual, are doing this clownery-ness. They can't say Roy Moore openly. I love the way they even still try to maintain like sense of grandeur, but I love to embarrass them like Roy Moore. Say it. They won't. But they can say it when the time it. I don't know if this Roy Moore individual is such an influenceable individual that they have to be careful how to say it. And I love that they still try to sound fierce, saying it in this cowardly way. And I've said that in their faces with the utmost disrespect, like you're just a bottom feeder low life. And you're gonna time the way you can say this, because you're a good little bottom feeder who is nothing in this program, but I'll confront you accordingly. This is for me to just let you know, you're nothing. So when I confront you, don't worry. I'm not putting the responsibility of what's happening to me on you, but I'm just putting the responsibility of the accountability of your participation that is not needed. But I'm just facing one of them. I'm thankful, because I could have been one of these little retard participants. In regard to the manipulation, if you saw some of this retard trying to gaslight me to internalize this, it helps me stay grounded with reality. Can you imagine some clown like that wanting me to think that I'm not being manipulated? Some trash doesn't even know you just finished school 2 days ago. That's like, I understand why you have so much passion. You have nothing in life. This governmental entity out here frying vaginas, torturing children, women, doing all this manipulation and causing people to lose their mind and cause mass shooting. And I'm supposed to think some next door neighbor in their best pajamas are responsible for what's happening to me? Are the one doing their research? Never. For those target individuals who lost their mind to the point of even causing mass shooting, I feel for you. Some of them are dead, some of them are still alive. I found out about Steve Barlow, a man that wrote a whole manifesto talking about how he's being tormented psychologically, then pre-recorded a video before going into a murder spree, killing neighbors that he believed were participants. It's not fair for you, because you would not done that, even killing a 15-year-old neighbor that you thought was a participant. I do believe that most likely was a participant, but this participant can come in all ages, all shape, form, whatever, male, female, black, white, Hispanic, whatever that's going to be around you. So target individual, don't see this as there's something racial or nothing. As soon as you become a target individual, it doesn't matter. It will mean they try to even play with that, because I'm currently in a place where there's a this type of ethnicity that lives around here, so that's who's being perps. But if I went somewhere else, it'll be the same community participant. There'll be it's wherever it goes. So sometimes they try to even make me feel like this is it's like, Jesus, I don't know. Before I went to a country full of people of my race, and they were all doing the same thing. Okay, I know how it goes. I know once you put in this program, forget about your race, your gender. No, they fry and torture everybody. But who put me in this program? That's a whole different story. But once you're in here, there's black, white, Asian, whatever race, dying, being targeted in this program. But people, same race, different races, it doesn't matter. But don't get fooled by the facade. It's not a cult of some sort. It's not some organization, crime organization responsible for that. No. Anybody can participate. So, of course, there can be some criminal organization involved in this. There's some next door retard participate who cannot participate. But that's not who's behind this. It's who's just participating in this. I've accepted that. A thug can participate just like a child can participate. That's how it goes. Because this program involves participants. Because this is a program that is utilizing human beings, and it seems like they utilize in the ecosystem and try to utilize trickeries and trickeries to just discern the target individual, to make them believe this is something else. I think maybe when we start getting together, we all believe it's a different type of thing happening to us. This is this group of people doing that. This is maybe it's part of disorientation. I'm not here to just give, but there's clearly a facade that's presented to disorient the target individual. That makes no sense. Some people even believe the aliens doing that to us. Some other things of witchcraft. Some others but it's clearly some kind of tactics to just confuse the target individual. To Robert Duncan, may he rest in peace. Thank you. Now the way he's been able to collect the different testimonials kind of puts things in the right perspective, because you'll see the validation that it just paints itself. It's like you can almost just going through what his information, understand what they're doing. Earlier today, because when I make videos of how they manipulate me, they're like, oh, explain, we won't explain. I was like, shut up, you can't explain how you torture women and children. Like, it is retarded. Explain how you usually do the pedophilia type of torture, but next time it's not, with you it's fake. Retard. There's no you a bunch of retards try to make me mentally retarded. It's impossible to explain this thing that you try to make me rationalize, because it's pure retardation. Explain to me why some retarded child like in pajamas is supposed to be a researcher. Fucking clowns. Explain why this little clown closed the door and because it does your pay. Like, what the fuck is this? Of course. Let me explain. You're just trying to brainwash me into internalizing this manipulation. That's what. Simple. And you keep people who stay in character, committed to the character. You see, I can explain for you. Explain why they're making this noise campaign. It's part of researchers. Clowns. Throughout, you've seen many videos. Actually, even not too long ago, I just saw like a ad about starving children in Africa. So there's like this. I thought the older person was a teenager, but most likely just a volunteer in Africa, and something probably like a young adult. They almost made me mess with me. I was like, because she couldn't look teenager, I was like, okay, they stimulated her first, and then at the bottom there was like some little African kids that they were forcing me to get stimulation, and then throughout the day there's like little black little girls and then Pampers, and they're trying to make me subscribe to the fucking nasty manipulation, and then use these clowns around you to try to make me internalize these things. Disturbing things, and then try to make me think, but I remember what you did as a kid. Try to make me imagine somebody was talking about having a microphone close to and then try to make me think of, you remember what you did when you were a child. Like, I'm a grown-ass adult who knows that these people around me are involved in something that torture babies, and then want me to subscribe to this manipulation by telling me now there's something that we're not doing. It's like, fuck you. Wanting me to sending this retarded to make me lose sense of rationality. No, you are playing my brain to make me subscribe to this manipulation. They find ways to just make me subscribe to this, And with me, how clown like they are. It's like, no, it's fate with you. Because what they try to do is like, okay, with you, unlike this other target individual where we're attacking their mind in this degrading ways, doing the pedophilia type of torture. With you, we're just matching. These black little girls, you got this experience. We just make your brain be your brain as a child. We're mapping. And they send the fucking clown that you just heard this noise campaign to. Fucking retards. This is the kind of explanation. This is the explanation I'm supposed to be subscriptive to. No, fuckers, you're just attacking my mind and then act this way. So you make me subscribe to these things. Which are just a bunch of clowns. Bombarding me with retardation because you do this pedophilia type of torture and you want me to subscribe to this manipulation. They are rewiring people's brain in a degrading ways, and they have these trickeries, which this is not trickery, it's just pure retardation. Literally, like they want you to be like, oh, what we're doing, we just make you mentally retarded. We're making your brain be your brain. Never, even when I was a child, I wasn't even experiencing that. But you're making me have this experience. But then they're like, oh, but I remember when you were like in 5th grade, you remember seeing that 4th grader like that? Mapped it. And then send the fucking clowns like committing this retardation. Clowns committing that retardation. Like, yeah, no, it's you. Fucking dumb fuck. And think that if they bombard you with this stupidity over and over and over, you will subscribe to this. Family members are involved in this. I know very well. Matter of fact, my own mother is involved in this. I haven't talked to her for a long time. The last time I saw her was at the cemetery when I was saying goodbye to my father, understanding the next time you see me, I won't be alive. That's my last conversation with her. Or shortly after. That was it. I knew when I was in the cemetery saying my goodbyes to my father, she was there. I was like, I understand what this is now. I didn't even understand. Matter of fact, I knew that I was putting something. She knew I was being put in this thing. I didn't even know how bad it was yet. I didn't even know that who else was dying and suffering this program. I didn't know how bad it was. That this is not just. I already was ready to disconnect with her before I knew that this was killing babies and women. I remember her trying to show me children and be like, oh, you see? I was like, Jesus. Today, with this level, and that was in 2019. In 2019. It's over 6 years now. Over 6 years. In 2020, found out about Tiger Vigil. And I'm like, no, now I know that this is not even, this is horrible to babies and women. They've been doing these horrible things for years. If I was already disconnected with my mother in 2019 because I knew she got involved in something that does these things to me, now that I know that she's involved in something that does these things to men, women, and children all around the world, it's another level. So they still try, like, she still try to involve and gaslight me. Me and my mother had always like this kind of weird relationship, but now, like, weird in a sense, like they was always kind of toxic. So yesterday she was trying to call me, you know, like, I'd rather die in the street, starve myself. I know what this is about. I know what this shit around here are supposed to be doing. I know what this program is truly for what it is. I know how diabolical and demonic it is. I know who's dying in this program. I know what this is about. I know why you want to almost pass out when you came to my employer who put me in this program. I know. So when I face you today, if I faced you like that in 2019 before I knew how horrible this thing is to not just me, but what this is really about and who's dying this, and I spoke with others the year after saying this is happening to men, women, and children, and many are dying this. First of all, to whoever is watching this, if you ever delude yourself that I will identify with this manipulation, and I don't know that's how you've been pushing people into insanity, making people write a whole manifesto before they kill 15-year-old kids that live next door. If you think that I can internalize this in this fucking mental retarded state that you want me to, and why you have these retards around me doing these things who don't even know how to read the room and know when to do this. That still think I'm gonna think, oh, some feminists just rage and that technique pain when they're here negating the horror of what they do to babies. I will never. The videos I make is for me to just make sure I lock it in. I lock it in and I fucking see this fucking trash that are very committing a fucking retardation. Thinking that they can override reality if they behave this way and call it their reality. Fuck that. It's for me when I face you, and before I face you, I'll say the things that make sure that you know you're nothing. This retard calling me their mortal enemy, they're some little losers. They're just lost in this fact that they can escape from the reality they live in to come in here and feel like gods. I can tell when somebody's just escaping from reality. Some of these perps, some of these childlike individuals, this is the escapes from reality they deal with. I can tell some of them is like, oh my gosh, this is like a fucking therapy for you. Something in life is missing in your life. I can tell, but not all of them are there. There's people, executive participant, this and all kind of people. Some of the most involved usually have something lacking in their life. I can tell. But anybody participate. All people in the family, they'd be like, yeah, we're there. There's some money. We're there. It's like grown-ass women and men. So those little teenage retards like, nah, we're just there. It's like, dare to say Roy Moore in my face. Dare. I dare you. They dare you to say Roy Moore clearly when I can clearly hear when I'm paying attention, when I ask you to say it. You won't. You're a coward little fucker. Because you're nothing. And I'm so thankful I have this. To be saying that in your face and say, there. You won't. Because you're a coward involved in a program that torture children, that torment them, that radiate them, that burns them, that kills them, that sick them. Coward fucker. I dare to say that. Well, you are here putting stories in my brain and trying to... While they are here radiating kids, making them have seizures. Little fuckers couldn't even say Roy Moore. And no, they cannot even say that. I'm gonna say how much of a dare you are when you face me. You little delusional trash. You think they're gonna beat me with that the retardation? I'm gonna subscribe to it. You can beat me physically, but you're not gonna beat me with your retardation and make me subscribe. And I face you, I promise you, I will confront you accordingly. Nothing less, nothing more. What you are, what you're part of, what you should be accountable for. Clearly. A daring retard. These videos are for me. Things have been done long, and that's why exactly I should understand it's over. So when I face them like you are done and you're dealing with some retard that wanted to negate reality and call it a reality. I'll make sure, first of all, first and foremost, put the reality in their face. Say Roy Moore and see that. Look at you. Look, fuck you. You little trash shit working for top tier pedophiles. All this validation that's not fair for them. All of this validation that just destroys them in the facade they present them. I know this program destroys men, women, and children, so I'm not going to be different. I'm going to be destroyed because I'm in the program that tortures men, women, and children. They utilize a little retard like you. That's meant to rewire. When I say even torture, they try to change it. Because they're dare like that. Little trash with their hoodies. Some retard that love this because they feel like winners. Because target visual have we're helpless in the sense of we're being, this is the government doing that to us. So imagine give some loser have no winning in life. He's like, yeah, doctor. It's like, yeah, clear little fucking winner. I know who I'm dealing with when it comes to this purpose. I've accepted that. I'm gonna face them properly, and I'm gonna make sure that I say the things that just made you see that. That's fate. I could have said Roy Moore in your face, and this man who allegedly doing this thing, you guess because you know this is somebody's name, you gotta say in some way. But come on, show me how you can say in this brave way. I'm gonna put that in your face and make sure you eat that reality. And then so when you face me, I know you're just nothing. You're bottom feeding this whole thing, but still, I'm gonna confront you accordingly. To all this fucking low life watching me, who thought I was gonna internalize this? There's no way you can, this morning, and I love this purpose, because some of them are so childish. They don't understand. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna explain. It's explain what, that you kill and torture women and children? Fucking retard. But I'm supposed to think that you are here mapping and maddening. They don't, like, they think that in a movie where people are just, no. Okay, explain it. I'll ask you. Okay, explain explain why so many children dying in this, or women suffering. No explanation. I know there's no explanation. I know the reason. I know why you're daring mappers and miners, or mining, with teenage shit involved in this. I know the special forces around me are there for something. No need to explain. And I know your cruelty. No need to explain that. I've heard so many testimonials of the cruelness. I know how you're gonna be even worse, more cruel to me than how cruel you are to women and children. No explanation. I understand. you're doing it for children. That's why you're more cruel to me than how cruel you are to men and women and children. Women and children. Yes, I understand this is regular cruelty. There's gonna be more cruelty for me. I get it. Send the fucking retard. Send this trash. I'll show you the rage of somebody who knows the regular cruelty you do. It's my purpose. And then first, before I bring up the regular cruelty, I'll make sure I say the name that you show how daring you are. Thank you, God. In real time, you heard why I'm so thankful. To all my tagging video. My last words will be the same. First, do not internalize this manipulation. If you don't understand that since the 60s, these governmental entities have been utilizing technology that can rewire your brain, that can change your brain, and purposely and now utilizing this technology to harm your brain, to harm you psychologically. That this is done by design. The experiences are meant to be degrading. They're weaponizing a technology that can change your thoughts, change your emotion, change your experiences, change your memories. It's meant to harm you psychologically. This is not coming from some cults. This is not coming from some whatever witchcrafting technology or alien technology. This is human technology, governmental technology that they've been developing since the 60s. This Department of Defense technology, this DoD technology, these entities have been developing them since the 60s, and it's documentation of a level that's just surreal. And today, obviously, like every technology, it advances drastically. So if they could do this in the 60s, you can imagine what they do today. The fucking clown around you are part of this program. Their job is create a layer to disorient you, to disorient a target video, and they will try to make me say something. This is the what do you call it? Voluntarism, the forced speech. They try to mess with my speech, but also I have an accent, so it makes it hard for me to speak and to say certain words. But this forced speech and all of this that you bring up is others have said the same things in more eloquent way, better speaker than me. I'm sorry, so I apologize for me with my inability to fully articulate myself. But this technology obviously is going to advance. If in the 60s they're already able to create and manipulate people remotely, in the 60s, just like any technology, the advancement is extremely advanced. The technology has extremely advanced. The evolution has extremely advanced. I'm not saying anything genius. You can hear me, even me articulating. I'm not a genius to figure that out. And I know myself. But in the 60s, they were able to do this level of manipulation. Can you imagine what they can do in the 2000s, in the 21st century? Can you imagine? And so you can imagine why they have some clowns around you who can be like, no, today we don't manipulate the brain. We're mining it. You clearly hear what they try to do. They want to bombard you with the fucking retardation. What do you think when they have these childlike fucking participant, some clowns in their pajamas? You've seen some of the pictures of these mappers. Somehow this technology is not, they have that, or some variation of that, like that. Clearly, it's part of this brainwashing. If they were doing MK Ultra in the 50s and all that, and today they have technology that can do things to you remotely, how do you think this is going to be advanced into? It's obvious. Tagging video, you know who you are. Most of us tagging videos, a lot of us, this happened later on in our life. So we already solidified of knowing who we are. All of a sudden, I'm being forced to get stimulation sensation. They're like, no, we matched it to you as a child. It was deep inside. Fucking what? And a sense of fucking clowns around you that are so committed in the fucking retardation, they think they can override you. Then you hear, oh, by the way, they do this pedophilia type of torture commonly. But with you, it's fate. Fuck you. You dumb fuck. Fuck you for thinking I'm gonna be so retarded. You're changing my brain. It's not me when I was a child. Even when I was a child, this is not what I experienced. But who the fuck in the 30s will be like, oh, you're making my brain as a child? It's like, no, it's part of our research. A little girls. You're not, huh? Well, you might be. The might be part is the press part. The might be part, right? When they keep saying might be, it's and this is like brainwashing 101, like old school. Like it's not even, it's like the brainwashing that you see in movies. Like when they started doing that to me, like in 2019, 2020, or at 3, 4 in the morning, be like, you are. Like, imagine you're just tired, you start to sleep, and you hear people via voice to call, because I deal with voice to call, saying, you are. And you're like, okay, yeah, I might be, and, sirens, oh, you might be, huh? When you're like, okay, whatever. I'm just trying to, like, yeah, full of shit. And you're like, yeah, you might be. Fucking dumb shit. Do you think I'm ever subscribe to this? But you should see how they committed to this. Like, yeah, you might be. It's like, you might be fucking killing children and women in this program, right? Clowns. You might be a bunch of clowns thinking that I don't think I'm... You might be pushing people to cause mass shootings. This retarded honking and all that. It might be part of how they try to brainwash people. Gaslight people. It might be just noise campaign supposed to make somebody internalize this. Don't need to explain nothing. I'll face these clowns for what they are. People who just change people's brain and then try to make them internalize how their brain are being manipulated and try to make sense of this manipulation. Right now, they make me think of, oh, remember what you did as a kid. Yeah. Remember that you told your kids, by the way? Explain. Oh, sorry. There's no explanation needed. Remember that I know I'm an adult man? Or I'm an adult? Forget about being a man. I'm a woman. Do you remember I'm an adult? Do you know, I know that this adult knows that you torture children? Sexually, mentally, psychologically, physically? Fucking retards. Do you know I know that you're mean to children? And women? Do you know that I know that clowns in pajamas here are not really the real mean ones? Do you know that I know that your trolling is meant to do something? Okay, let's face them. Target video, I'm ready. From all these clowns, how do they show up? I prefer if they come in with their fucking childlike gaslighting tactic, because I'm like, first of all, you little fucking retard. You can't even say Roy Moore. I'm gonna say that in your face. And your job now, because they tell me, by the way, you know how one of these mean things they're gonna do, this teenage shit, they're gonna be so mean, they're gonna play like they were raped. Do I need to explain to you that that's an indication that you don't protect children? Do I need to explain to you why, if I face you and you play this role, it's gonna be a problem? Do you need explanation there? No, you don't. You just need to see it. Maybe they need to try that. They tell me that these perps around me, they're so committed to their character that they're gonna act because they're Avengers, that they're being raped and they're victimized. For children, they'll do it. For avengement. Fucking low life. This trash, that the only explanation of why they kill children and women and torture children and women in all different variations. Do I need to explain to you why this is going to go that way? No explanation needed. I just need to stick with reality and deal with it accordingly. For all the women, all the children who've suffered and died in this program. And do I need to explain to you why I don't think you care about Britney or Courtney? Nah. Just like you don't need to explain why you torture women and kill women. so much. I'm gonna just stay strong.